Greetings once again, primitive Earth humans. Welcome back to another episode of Kerbal Space Program. Haha, yes, the game where we strap 4 unwitting, stupid little green creatures into tin cans and hurl them into space and explode them more often than not. So, let's see, we'll continue our game. And let's see, I think the last episode I recorded done got eaten the hell up. So, missed a couple of things, but I didn't do much. I just did like a whole crap ton of science. Built a little science rover. I think we showed a little bit of that in the last episode, but I did a little roving around and did just crap tons of science around the whole Kerbal Space Center here. Each of these little areas is its own biome, so you can do, you know, lots of science around there. Like, whoops, I did not mean to click that. Damn you. Damn it, Spock. Okay, let's back out of there and... Come on, come on. Yeah, it is nighttime type thing. Damn it, I keep clicking and thinking I can drag the view around because I think I'm in a different game. Derp, 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 derp. Okay, anyway, let's go over to our... aircraft hangar, and boom. Yes, we can look at our science rover. This is the updated version of the science rover. I added a whole bunch of crap to it just so I could do more science. I was able to unlock this barometer, so we got 5 barometers on there. We got 5 mystery goo containers, a whole lot of extra battery power because I was sort of running out of the battery power. Yeah, I think this is just a reset every time type of deal. Thermometers, I don't know, I threw 4 of them on there anyway, just because I can. What the hell? So there's our little science rover vehicle. Pretty cool. I'm going to, yes, to save that bad boy. And, so, yeah, collected ungodly amounts of science, which we can now spend, I think, over here at our research center. And let's see, what do we got? We've got 121.5 science for to spend. Light control. Let's see, small inline reaction wheel is a good thing. These wings are kind of nice, especially this one has a control surface, so we can actually steer the rocket with it. When you get into those bigger rockets, just the built-in reaction wheel that's in the capsule isn't really going to be enough to get you much control of the thing. It's very, very slow, so it will be nice to have these. So I think we probably should get that. I did get this space exploration unlock here, just so we could get the barometer and do a bit more science. We've got the hitchhiker storage container. We could take stowaways with us. And a little ladder thing, you know, which I guess is nice. What else do we got here? Let's go ahead and get this as 45 science. And, yes, I think we better just go ahead and get that. So, now we can kind of decide which of these tech trees we want to go down. Having watched a crap ton of Scott Manley Kerbal Space Program videos, might want to do what he kind of recommends, which is to unlock as many different science things as you can. I don't know how much more science stuff there is. Thruster block would be cool, an RCS thruster block. Some small tanks, that's gonna come in more handy, I think, you know, when we decide to land on the moon or go to the mun. Things like that. Advanced flight control, okay, what else we got here? Landing gear, aerodynamics. Could be interesting. We could unlock this and build ourselves some aeroplanes, or to be flying around the atmosphere and getting more science that way. What have we got here? Advanced construction. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Fuel systems. And there's a few different size fuel tanks. propulsion systems. We've got the spark liquid fuel engine, I think is really good for orbiters and things like that. And what else we got? Heavy rocketry. I don't know if we need to get into heavy rocketry just yet, but electronics. Photovoltaic panels. We're really going to need to unlock this if we want to start doing, place satellites in orbit missions. So that might be the ticket for us right now. We got 76 science. We need 90 for this sucker. So we don't have quite enough yet. So I think what we're going to do is, since we missed the orbit mission last time around, I might just go ahead and do another orbit mission, just because I wanted to have that. Was a milestone, our first orbit, and unfortunately, like I say, the episode got eaten up. So, for the sake of YouTubing, let's go ahead and load up our orbiter. This was the orbiter that I built. It's, let's see. We've got a capsule, we've got a couple of big-ass parachutes on there, we got some mystery goo, tossed a couple barometers on there, and a couple of thermometers as well. We've got our Science Junior here, so we can do all kinds of crazy science and grotesque shit like that. We've got, June. I added, this fuel tank here, the FLT200. If you're real good at this stuff, I suppose, with the Terrier fuel engine, I suppose you can get into orbit with less fuel than that. We can go and look at, where is it? The structural? No. Engines, fuel tanks, derp. You can go with this one here, or you can do two of them, which is, roughly about the same capacity, 45 liquid fuel, 90. If you can get by on one of these, if you're much better at your controlling things than I am, you can get into orbit with less fuel. But, not me. So I'm gonna have a little extra fuel there. Of course, we have our, stack decoupler after our Science Junior, just in case I don't have enough storage for my astronaut to store all the science we collect there. I want to bring that back safely to the planet. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4 fuel tanks here of the T400 variety. Also maybe more than we need, and just a couple of little hammer boosters on there, and a few winglets. But we just unlocked new wings, so let's see. Should we go for the Delta Deluxe? Let's maybe change that up there, and we'll go with, I guess 4-way symmetry, just to deal with that. Maybe we can do 3. And let's see, this one does have the control surface, I believe. Let's see what we get if we use that sucker. We'll go with the 3-way symmetry like that. And sure, that's just not quite touching our boosters there. Hopefully those things won't smash into our wings, when they when they decouple. Hopefully, that is. We're gonna call this Orbiter 2. We're gonna save that sucker. And who is going to be our pilot? I suppose, Jeb. We sent Jeb up already. Let's send Valentina up there, because she's pretty badass. And, that way we can achieve the first, female Kerbal into orbit. Fantastical. So, okay. And, we're not gonna earn any money from this. But, let's see. How are we doing as far as our monies go? We're at 212,000 right now. I think we can afford it. We're not gonna really earn any money up there. But just in case, let's see if there's any contracts we can do. And our second orbit here. Yeah, so as we can see, there's our recursion. We done did that. And it was sloppy, so you didn't really miss much. So available contracts. Focus observation of carbon. I hate doing those. Let's see, we could haul a anti-liquid fuel engine in. We don't have that. Rocco Max, I think that might be the big ass one. Fairy tourists, you know, I think we don't really have anything we can really do right now, so we'll just go ahead and just do a regular old orbit. We've got to make sure we got Valentina Kerman in there. And okay, so I think we can just go ahead and go for it from here, and we'll get the sucker into orbit. Maybe do a few passes over some different biomes, and hopefully get some more science, because I did already get a whole bunch of science in the last one, so I don't even know if we're going to get the little bit of science we need to unlock our next thing in our tech tree to unlock our electronics stuff, so as we can get them solar panels. And I just love how the voice is it's even got the female Kerbal voice. So, okay, let's switch to our map real quick. And, okay, yeah, we're on the nighttime side, you know, who cares really? And we're just going to, like I say, this direction on this side is east, so we're just going to tilt towards the east. Let's check and make sure our staging is all good. That looks good, that looks good. And, we're gonna, take our main engine, and I think a lot of times, let's see. A lot of times just the default setting here, I like to take it down to about this first little notch here, about 1/3 power, and I'm gonna power that sucker up, and hit the Z button to, power that thing up as soon as we decouple our, and get rid of our, boosters here. So, go ahead and launch the sucker. Turn on our SAS. And we might need to power up just a little bit. Maybe we'll just go full power, because this is a pretty heavy rocket. And we'll start to tilt over just a little bit. And we'll watch our fuel. And coming up on the stage decoupling here. And we timed that pretty good, I think. Yeah, as soon as we get to about 10,000, we're going to start. Sure, we'll start rolling her over on the side here. Yeah, it's a little screwy. She's not as skilled a pilot as Jeb is. And let's see if our prograde vector will reach. Okay, we get to that 45-degree mark. We can take a look here. And let's see. Yeah, let's see, so far so good, I think. We're getting down to it on the fuel here, but we should be able to get high enough, sure. Let's roll this sucker over, because we don't really need to go that high. We'll point at the horizon. We just gotta get above 70,000 kilometers. In fact, I think I'm gonna point it down a little bit. You know, if you're real good, you can get the thing into orbit just with your first stage here. I'm not that good. I'm pretty damn sloppy with this stuff. And there we go. So, let's get rid of that. And boy oh boy, it sure is dark. So, we'll go ahead and put a maneuver right about here. And we'll stretch this guy out. Pull our prograde vector out until we get to Pachino. And I should be able to click on that thing and have it. Damn it. There we go. Trying to get it right about 100, I suppose. And just about the time these two nodes here flip, we're about to even at 100 by 113. I suppose that's good enough. It ain't gonna be perfect. Let's see. And we go 104 by 118. Now let's drag her back. We're 99 by 112. Pretty sloppy, but that'll do the job for us. Let's point towards our burn vector here, the little blue thing on our NavBall. And as soon as we get to that point, I think what I'm gonna do, though, is we're gonna fire off our engine. Oh boy, it sure is dark up here. We're just gonna fire it off real quick. And then hit X to throttle all the way down in preparation for our burn. So we're gonna need estimated burn. It's not even telling us, is it? Let's just give it a little burn. 41 seconds. So we want to start. Oh no, 1 minute 3 seconds. Oh boy, we're probably late for our burn. If we're gonna burn for 1 minute 3 seconds, then sure, right around 30 seconds is probably where we wanted to hit it. So let's go ahead and start our burn. Sometimes I fall a little bit behind. You don't want to be late. And again, the reason you want to, split the burn. If you have, like, say, a 20-second burn to do, you want to start 10 seconds early before you reach your node. And, of course, you want to end about 10 seconds afterwards. Okay, let's throttle down a little bit. And there we go. 101, I suppose, by 108. That's not too bad. And let's see how much fuel we got. We still got plenty of fuel or to be doing our deorbital burn. And what do we got here? We got our orbiter debris. Oh, it's behind us. It's gonna fall back down though. So I hate leaving junk in space, that is for sure. So groove-tastical and friggly diggly. So let's see. Go back to our ship here. And let's see if there is any science at all we can do right now. I don't really know. Just a teeny bit. We got 0.1 science from that. Let's just recycle that for now. Same thing over here. What do we got? We've got our available experiments. No experiments available. Yes, because we can use this little mod. I can't remember what it's called. It's just called the automatically do my science stuff for me, damn it, mod. And we log pressure data? No, we can't. We can do that probably on the way down, though. We can do an EVA report. However, and let's see. EVA report. And we didn't get any science from that. So, let's maybe... Whoa. We'll turn on her light. You can't really see all that much. Temperature data. And we log the temperature data. Nope, apparently not. Pressure data. And well, we're gonna board her back in there, I think, for now. Yeah, can't do that. Can't do that. But we may be over a different part of Kerbal, so let's see if we can do a crew report. No, maybe we'll wait until we get to a spot where we can do some science. So, let's see. we'll just warp forward until our available experiments pop something up for us. If it will. There we go. What do we got? And we passed it, I think. Sure, let's do an EVA report. And we probably passed it because we went over it so damn fast. Report? No. EVA report? No, still can't do an EVA report at the moment. So. Okay, well, let's just board her back in there. And I'll probably just cut away and come back when we've got it. Some available science to do. Like I say, in my first orbit, I think I pretty much did all the science. This mod here will tell us if there is any science we can do. See what our bay does here. We got 1.2 science if we want to do that. Let's go ahead and do the EVA report. There we go. That gives us a little bit of science. 8 science. Excelente. And we're going to store that experiment. And we'll board her back in there. And I keep hearing that bloop sound. That's supposed to mean we can do more science. Sometimes it passes so fast. And just look at her little face. She's having the time of her life there. Yep, she's digging on this. She has waited her whole short little stupid Kerbal life just to orbit this big ball of dust. Yeah, she's pretty badass. I don't think much scares Valentina. Pretty hardcore. And we should be coming over another continent here. Let's see if we get ourselves over another biome. Can we do a crew report? No. It says no available experiments. I'm gonna do an EVA anyway, see if she can do another EVA. There's another EVA report. Well, I'll go ahead and keep that. Store that sucker in there. And do another EVA report. We're gonna store that as well. Items could not be stored. Oh. I guess we can only store 2. Well, we'll have to dump that. And we do a crew report. Nope. And we do observation bay. Nope. Maybe we'll save those for when we land. I think that's about all the capacity. Until I upgrade my astronauts training, I don't think I'm going to be able to get a whole hell of a lot more in the way of storing science. So, let us go ahead and point our rocket towards the retrograde vector and start our deorbital burn. I guess we got to turn our SAS back on, or we just flip around wildly. Okay, oh, and I suppose we can we can delete that maneuver there, because we've already done it. So let's see, where do we want to land? I think maybe if we do a burn real quick right now, we can land somewhere over here in a biome that we probably have not yet checked out. And due to the atmospheric drag and stuff, we're probably, I don't know, it looks like this must be one of the mods I've installed too. Of course, our trajectory takes us all the way to here, but I think this X is actually calculating the atmospheric drag and all of that, kind of projecting where we're going to land, taking into account the drag and all that. Let's go ahead and burn a little bit more, and we'll land right here in this nice, hopefully flat zone where we won't have to deal too much with mountains and things like that. So, what I'm going to do here is let's just point downward here, and we're going to go ahead and decouple that stage. We do have ourselves a heat shield on this. I think at this point, yeah, we just want to avoid that thing. We don't want to collide with it. I don't recommend pointing retrograde and then decoupling your stage there, because it, will push away from you, but once it starts getting a little atmospheric drag before you do, the thing might smash right back into you. So I like to do it that way. There's a little bit of a sort of a push to the decoupling there. And I'll push that sucker out of our way so we won't have to worry about it smashing the hell back into us. So, let's see if there's any more science we can do. If not, we'll go ahead and deorbit and land, and we'll do all this science. We'll do our goo, we'll do some temperature scans once we get on the ground. Hopefully, I didn't keep track last time of which biomes I've already done science in, so I think this will be in a new spot for us, though, anyway. So, I think I'm going to go ahead and time accelerate just a little bit till we start getting into the atmosphere. Oh, we can do a material study. Yes, we'll keep that. We'll do a temperature scan. Sure, why not? I would get out and collect that material study and store it back in the capsule, but again, I don't think we have the capacity to do that yet, so we'll go ahead and time accelerate a little bit more. Maybe a little faster. Let's see where we're at. We're just about to start hitting the atmosphere here now, I think. And oh yeah, there we go. There we go. Feeling the burn. Okay. I think also we can probably turn off our SAS, and the capsule will pretty much stabilize itself. Maybe. I like to try and keep that sucker pointed directly at our direction of travel. And there goes our orbital stage. Yeah, sucker blew up real good. I kind of wonder if you could take a temperature scan. Sure, we can log the temperature. What's the temperature? Really, really frickin' hot. Okay. And again, we don't want to deploy these parachutes until they turn green again. Trying to maintain our retrograde vector there, so that we don't get too much heat on all of our experiments there. I think they're far enough away. Whoa. Okie dokie. And we're about 13,000, so far so good. Valentina's having a hell of a good time. Flying along in a flaming tin can. She's got a lot of balls for a chick, that's for sure. Okay, and let's see. We're in the white now. Let's go ahead and deploy. Well, actually, these parachutes are really good parachutes, and they have a tendency to really slow you down. So I'm going to wait till we get a little closer to the ground. Maybe about, just under 5,000. Let's go ahead and deploy them suckers. They're not going to open up till I think we hit around 1,000 meters or something like that. Anyway, let's see, can we do any barometric readings? Not on that. How about temperature? We've already used that thermometer. Let's turn our SAS off. And yeah, now we're having a nice gentle descent. We've got data in that already. I suppose I could have thrown couple of extra thermometers on there, but that's alright. Can we do mystery goo? Nope. Not at this altitude. And can we oops, no, I'm clicking on the wrong damn thing there. We log pressure data. Now let's maybe wait till we get on the ground, and once we get on the ground too, we'll do another EVA, and we'll just collect Valentina separately, since she won't be able to store that data in the capsule. And hopefully we can use our mystery goo once we get on the ground too. Let's speed her up just a little bit. I don't know what biome we're in anyway. Where the hell even are we? We're a hell of a way from hell of a long way away from the Space Center, I believe. It's probably still on the dark side there. So yeah, I might cost us a little extra Kerbal bucks to collect up our astronaut from halfway around the Earth. I suppose generally speaking it's better if you can just try to land close to the Space Center, but I have zero shits to give, really. This is more just to making up for the fact that I wasn't able to show this first orbit in the last episode. But getting into orbit, even at these early stages, is pretty easy. And we set down nice and gently, like a fluttery little butterfly. So, okay, yes, now we can do a crew report. We'll save that sucker. Atmospheric pressure scan. We'll save that sucker. We'll do a mystery goo. And we'll save that. We should have all kinds of science. So, let's see. We could have put a transmitter on this thing, I suppose, and transmitted some of that data and freed up a little bit more. Let's see, is there a little bit extra science here in this second mystery goo? Sure, we'll go ahead and do that. We have, we do the crew report? No, let's not do that. Let's get her out. And no EVA report, but we're going to pop her off of there. Watch her fall on her little butt. And we will do an EVA report from here. That doesn't give us any science, that's okay. But we can plant a flag. To commemorate our milestone here. And we shall call this First Lady Kerbal orbit. Alright. Chikawa. Yes. Okay, fantastical. And, yes, since we can't really do an EVA report here, sure, we'll go ahead, and I think we'll call that good right here. Well, let me see. We will recover the vessel. And since she's out of the spacecraft, the vessel is the astronaut. We will collect her, how much she got? 144 reputation. Awesome job. Sweet. And so now we'll go back to our tracking station here. And we'll go ahead and recover the spacecraft. Oh, I guess we recovered the flag. I didn't want to recover the flag. Sorry about that, Valentina. 132 science. And yeah, we spent 2,000... No, we got 2,000 back from recovered parts. We still got 192k left. That's not too bad. Spend a little extra just to make up for what we missed there in the last episode. So, we got 132 science. I think now we can go ahead and what were we going to get? We were going to get this electronics That'll give us these photovoltaic panels, which will be very important for the satellites. And we also get Probodobodyne, which is a drone sort of thing. Yes, that's a capsule, and now we can launch drones. We don't have to send our Kerbals up to do science and things like that. So this is a good thing to unlock here. That leaves us 42. Not enough to do anything. Everything in here is 90. Everything beyond that is even more. So I think, sweet. That should do us real good. Let's check our, what do we got here for contracts now? Do we have any satellite orbit contracts? Not just yet. Maybe in the next episode, or maybe in between, I'll do a couple of these test things and try and generate some more contracts here. Yeah, and maybe make a little bit of money, and hopefully in the next episode we can do something cool like put a satellite in orbit. So I think that will do it for this episode. If you enjoyed this video, please do remember to rate, comment, share, subscribe, and always obey your alien overlords, or you'll be probed in your bunghole. And once again, this is AlienPet13 signing off. Probe you later.